teachers focus too much on grammar correctness. They correct students all the time and want everything to be perfect, and this often makes students very nervous and frustrated, and then they say, I would not speak at all.
Today on Pommes Box, we are joined by Peter, a passionate German teacher who believes language needs to be spoke, heard and enjoyed. He is a finalist of Golden Amos competition, which celebrates teachers who are genuinely connected to their students. He is also an advocate of audio oral method, where language speaking and listening takes its role rather than grammar. Outside the class, he is someone who enjoys good coffee, books, running and travel. We are excited to explore how German learning can be confident, communicative and genuinely fun. Welcome, Peter, to our show.
Welcome,
Hello,
Peter.
thank you so much.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Peter, as we mentioned, you are also a finalist of Golden Amos competition, and you have been coming across many learning students and also teachers. You also come across multiple teachers in different venues and organizations and stuffs. So when is that moment that you decided teaching German was your thing?
Okay, I always had a great relationship with my German teachers since elementary school, because I have always had good teachers for German. And I was probably most influenced by my high school German teacher, who was really, really amazing. She was strict but fair, made sure we spoke a lot and played various games with us. And when I asked her if she thought I should study German at the university, she said, definitely, who else but me? So I started studying and teaching at the same time, because I was always the kid who said, okay, I want to be a teacher. That was my goal in the first class at elementary school. And I thought other subjects at the elementary school, but I enjoyed German lessons the most, and have really a lot of fun teaching them. So I really can't really name one moment that would make me say, yes, you are doing it right, really. It's a big mixture of moments where my students progress in the language or improve and enjoy the lessons and have fun there, and that's really great, yeah. And this competition, Zlatý Amos, which is a special competition here in the Czech Republic, is really, really beautiful. And this is a competition in which students can nominate their favorite teachers. And I think it's really wonderful feedback for all the nominated teachers, because what more can we expect from our teachers that this nomination? And I'm really so lucky to have been nominated for the second time right here this year. So it's a really big thing. For the first time I made it to the finals. It was years ago when I was nominated by my students at the elementary school. But now in the November I had a big surprise from my students at the gymnasium right now here. There was one student surprised me by saying, I know you were there in the competition, but you hadn't won, and he said he thought I should win, and it was really, really amazing. So I'm really looking forward to see what happens in next month, where we can be in this competition.
So we wish you a very best from our side as
Yes.
well. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
yeah. So yeah, I was reading about this competition, and one thing what really surprised me was the students nominate the teachers for the competition. That's that's really nice, and the results come out really truthful from the students' side. Right? It's all the hard work
Yes.
what teachers have to put in.
Yes, the whole competition is really, really great, because the students participate a lot, and it's about their work, which is really wonderful. They have to introduce me, why they nominated me, and they have to show the relationship between them and between me, and I really think it's really, really nice.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
Awesome. Good luck. And
Thank you.
have you been teaching German for many years now then?
I work at school like 12 years, I think, because I started
Okay.
to teaching at the elementary school at the same time I started to studying the university in Prague. I studied there at the pedagogical university here, Czech language and German language, and yeah, 12 years. I'm 30, and when I say, okay, I have experience of 12 years in at school, all the people are really surprised. But how I said, I really love the job and I really wanted to do that. And yeah, I'm really happy at the place where I am.
Amazing.
That's
That's
nice.
a, what do you say, long span, 10 to 12 years. It's a decade. Amazing. Okay, so the next topic is people have struggled to speak, right? A lot of people, they're good at listening or reading, and when it comes to speaking, a lot of people freeze or they don't understand. It goes blank. They'll be thinking, okay, I have learned German for so long now. Maybe, I don't know, still need that something to speak, right? So, how do you think that you can help students there? What methods have worked? Or have you heard about this problem often?
Yes, this is, I think, one of the biggest problems in foreign language teaching because you said that understanding and listening are usually not so difficult, but speaking is. And I also work with a Frausklad publishing house in the Czech Republic and in Slovakia. There I create some teaching materials and worksheets for German language, and I also serve as a trainer for German teachers, and this is a really big topic, I think. I specifically use my hands and feet in my lessons, lots of gestures and some expressions to help to support my students because I think maybe one reason is that many teachers focus too much on grammar correctness. They correct students all the time and want everything to be perfect, and this often makes students very nervous and frustrated. And then they say, "I would not speak at all with you." And I understand it very much. Had always great teachers, but I know many people they have bad experience like this and they felt in these situations all the time ashamed or stupid or something like that. So in my lessons I really try to support these students while they speak. I try to not interrupt them, and instead I really use lot of things to
Gestures.
help them and to support them. I also praise mistakes because I really think that mistakes are very important in English or in German learning or in foreign language learning, because mistake is often very useful because the whole class can learn from it, and this creates a safer atmosphere, which is really really important. The last thing I want to say this topic is probably that there is a very big problem to change speaking partners in the class. So there are two friends and they always talk to each other all the time. Some students always talk to the same person, and I really mix often the students so they can speak with different classmates, which is very good. At the beginning, they are all, oh my God, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to him. But it works very good then because they heard another language, another mistakes, another niveau or another level of German. And this is really, really, really good. You said it at the beginning, audio oral methods at the beginning of learning the second language or the first language. This is the period, the time I really love when we work with our pronunciation and just listen the language and just repeat all the things we heard without grammar rules, without tables, without stress, and it is really really good method at the beginning, I think, and it helps then that the students feel the safe atmosphere and they know, okay, it's okay when I do mistakes. We applaud for the mistakes sometimes too, because I really say that's how it doesn't matter how you say that. Important is that you say that and you say what you really want, and that's the most important thing. Of course, I cannot say grammar is not important. It is, but I think we have to think about what is more important. Is it speaking or is it grammar? And I think speaking is top one at the first level.
Awesome. I like this method, like audio oral method, as you explained it, because it's not only about speaking, it's also about comprehending what is heard in the audio and repeating it. And you're also encouraging or creating a safe environment so that people are not afraid. But one more challenge is the classroom and in the real life when you go outside and speak with Germans in a bureau or like I mean to
In
say
a
in an
different
office
situation.
or talking to your housemaster or then things they don't slow it down, it goes very fast. So have somebody complain that it's too fast for us, I cannot understand, people are not supportive, something like this.
I think it is very important to change the speaking partners at the beginning and to show the students, okay, German is not only a school subject. I also speak German everywhere, not only in my class, in the hallway, in front of school, in the office when the students come to me and then want something from me, or even on a tram. When I see my students, dann sage ich einfach Hallo oder Guten Tag. And I think this shows students that German is a real language, not only a school subject. And when I meet some of my students at school and they are doing something, I ask, was machst du hier? Also, wie war das Wochenende? Wie war das Fußballspiel? Und they try to answer, and I am really happy that they try to answer in German. All some of my colleagues think, okay, Peter is a little bit crazy because they when the students come to me, if I have a time, okay, not in 100% of force, I have time to wait for the answer because it takes a time. But I really try that I can wait for my German sentence from my students, or when these students late to the class, they come late for my class, and they come and they say my train was delayed, and I am like this. Oh, was sagst du? Was sagst du? Ja, du solltest ja noch mal kommen, ne? Du solltest das wirklich auf Deutsch sagen.
Okay.
I think this some kind of playing with the language is really important, and it is like, okay, that's a real world. We can meet some people. Okay, we don't understand them, but we have to try, and then we should do that at school too.
That's
Nice.
nice. That's
I
nice.
like this approach.
So
Right.
you be in that situation, try to speak so that when you're really in that situation, you get speaking in, like,
Yes,
it
yes,
becomes easier.
And it was one thing, or my German teacher at the high school, she gave us the German names. She gave us the list at the beginning of the school year, and we should choose one name typical for Germany. I was Peter, yeah, Peter, but some of my friends had really different names, and it was this thing that we knew, okay, German, she like teacher, now we should talk German with another name, and it was this, everything was in the language.
Language.
And it was really nice. It was a really nice feeling to feel, okay, this is a real world there at school.
So you're creating an alternative personality, like a German personality. Like you're telling this person is Herr Müller and this is Frau Jana or something like that, right?
Yeah. It was weird. It was weird at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, crazy a little bit, but yeah, it was nice, I think.
Okay.
I don't do that. I don't do that because I have a problem with names. So I'm happy that I know the student with their real name. But that was small thing to do a small German word at school, and it was really nice, like a game.
Before, we just have one last thing on the same topic. Nowadays, we have a lot of AI like ChatGPT or like a lot of LLMs. So, do you also recommend or do you also talk to them and see how it works because they also offer speaking? So, do you encourage your students or should the
I
students take
don't
care of this?
I think it is a good possibility to train language at home, for example, but I don't do that at school because I really believe in a personal communication. I really love that. Yeah, I know, okay, these digital technologies are very important in our life, in the work life, and so on and so on. But I really think that one thing is very important, and this is this social teaching, social learning. When we are together in the classroom, we can speak with lots of people there. So I really think that is really nice thing, and I don't want to change to the ChatGPT communication or something like that. Okay, we talk about that, especially when we are talking about writing. It's a special chapter, I think, nowadays with all these technologies or something like that. But I really like real communication. So okay, for home, for practice, for extra work with language, great thing. But for me as a teacher, please talk to me and not to the computer.
Real human experience. That's
Yes,
awesome.
really, yes.
Okay.
So, we have seen that many people work really hard in the beginning when they start learning German, and still they put their 100%, but still they feel stuck at one point. Yeah. So, what is that one thing you think that, the learners do very early, which is not required at that phase and slows down their process?
I think it's very important to think about the learning context. I live in the Czech Republic, where German usually as a second foreign language is, while English the first one is. And English students are used to speaking very early and quite fluently, and they expect the same from German. But we all know German is something different, and it does not work in the same way in German language. I have my experiences that some of these students try to do some things very early. Very often they try to speak in long and complex sentences before they have really learned the basic structure of a very small, easy, simple German sentence. They also want to understand everything in details and stop at every word and every new grammar. They ask, why is it so, and so on and so on. And I think that's a very specific for German, because we have to be patient in German. I also noticed that there is a big problem for students and for teachers too, that they focus quite early on explaining the language instead of using it. That is very important. This audio oral methods, no grammar, and easy just listening and speaking. So not to learn about language, but learn the language. And
Yeah. Yeah, it happens with me also. Like when I try to, rather than making simple sentence, sometimes we try to always manage it with the higher language or the first language what we know. For example, English. So we try to switch. Okay, what's this in English? What's the word? And I don't know. Maybe there is. At that point, I feel there is no simpler way to put it. But later, might we'll know that yeah, this could be said easier in this way as a beginner.
yes, but one very important point is that for us teacher that we have to use these communicative methods, not the grammar translation method. And okay, at the beginning we have to do small sentences, very simple sentences, and the students can repeat that and just try to learn how the German simple sentence is, and then it will be better and better. really. Because from my experience, fluency in spoken German comes much later. It needs really more time, more repetitions, more patience, and many of these problems and wrong expectations do not disappear by themselves. We have to work with them really actively. And it is the role of the teacher to slow students down, to show, okay, it will be better, but not now. It takes time. It
Yeah.
takes time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, definitely agree on this point. And we didn't give the context like when we started. I can speak around C1 level German, and Shilpa is
Still a
doing
beginner. I'm at my A2 level
A2
right
level.
now.
And
Super,
I
schön.
thank you. And in the beginning, also, I had a lot of things going on in my mind. One thing is, I was thinking about grammar mistakes, as you said, like there the thus is one problem, and especially when I had to put, like, when I had to use while, then I had to place the verb in the end. These are the things that I'm not used to, and it's a huge, huge struggle initially to make that change. But once you do that, I have really felt better. It became the new normal. Yes,
Yes.
so I also feel like audio oral method is one way of getting better instead of thinking a lot. And thinking a lot is sometimes also a problem, right? Overthinking.
Yes.
Good. Like Germans, like people who are studying German, they are also trying to pass the exams, right? From A1 to C2 level. So, do you have any important strategies, or I would say two important strategies that help student, pass the exam with confidence?
Yes, I think there are two most important strategies. And the first one is that we have to understand the exam format and the tasks because it is something different from school German things. I really think many students fail not because their German is too weak, but because they do not fully understand what the exam's task wants from them. It is very important to know the types of the tasks, how long the answer should be, what is evaluated, for example, in writing part, or how to manage time very well, very good. This is something really, really different from German at school. We can speak together. We do some exercises in the book or in the workbook, but these exams are something really, really, really different. And the second strategy is focused practice and context, not learning things separately. I think because successful students work with all these typical phrases and structures and vocabularies which are really typical for the type of the exam, and when they are prepared then the exam is not a surprise but a familiar situation and they can do that they can do that very good. I also see the difference between the level of German. For example, we have a book at school and the student go to Goethe Institute where he wants to do a German exam, and then he came to school back and he said, I have a level C11 or B24 the niveau.
Right,
And we have book B1.
right.
So that's a little bit different between German exams, for example, in Goethe Institute and in the book at school. But I really know that's about that we have to understand the format and the tasks. We have to work with all these things which are expected, phrases, vocabularies, some of the typical phrases and structures from the exam, and then we will be happy about the exam. We will pass the exam.
That's a great point. So, do you mean to say that in order to pass the exam, would it be helpful to refer to the previous year questions or model exams? Because, it is in a specific format and people get an opportunity to take them.
There are many ways we can do. There are some of the exams in the internet. We can read it. We can try that at home. But I always recommend to my students when they want to do German exam, go to Goethe Institute for one trimester course, like preparing for the exam, because it is the best way to prepare yourself for the exam. I really think so. Yes. Or you can buy lots of books and train practice at home, but this social and together prepare, I think it is a good for motivation when you are in the classroom with other students who are preparing for the exam. You have a feeling you are not alone there. Of course, you can buy the book and practice even more at home, but yeah, social learning, social teaching, it's maybe one thing which is really really typical for me. So I really recommend go pay that for 3 months and just try to know the system better, because when you are there at Goethe Institute, you have a teacher, you can ask everything you are interested for, or everything you can not ask me. I will start to work in Goethe Institute in February. I will teach their course for small kids between 9 and 11 years old. But one of my goals was this way to know better the system of exams, because I really see that there is a really big difference between these two kinds of German. And yeah, I will teach the small one, but I think that in the future I will have a possibility to learn more about the exams, which I can then talk to my or explain my students at the school.
Awesome.
Nice.
And all the best starting from February.
Yes, thank you so much.
So, Peter, there's always an interesting phase where, yeah, what we spoke about when we get stuck, we don't speak, and all those, and a lot of translations happening within the mind before speaking. And at one point, we find that fluency or like the betterness within us, like, yes, I can do it, I can speak. Is there such, or was there such specific moment you noticed with any of your students?
I think how fast students start to speak more freely is very individual. Some students do this after 3 years, others much later. For me, the most important thing is that these students learn that it is really important to say something and reach their goal, no matter how perfect is it. And these points I was talking about, that I also speak German everywhere and I use the support and gestures and so on and so on. It helps, I really hope. And when they can do that and you can see the joy in their eyes, and the language is suddenly, I think that the language suddenly has a new meaning for them at this point. I have really many students who don't get the best test results, but they can always say what they want in German. It's a big win for me. Oh my God, do that. Yeah, oh my God, do that, because it is really nice. Music helps too. Yeah, when we there is a big problem between English and German, because English music is everywhere. English is everywhere, not only English music. English is everywhere, serials, music, films, and so on and so on. But German is not very often. We are a neighbor country of Germany, but okay, German language is here not so popular in the Czech Republic, I think. It is very popular, but for example, German music is not very often to hear. When I bring a good song to the class, and then my students say, okay, I have it on my Spotify right now. What more I can expect? That's really really nice and really really, and I always say that more we can expect. It's really really nice.
That's great. That's great.
That's good. So, do you bring any specific songs, slow songs or Deutsch
My
rap?
my friend tells me that I am very old when we are talking about music, because I love pop music and Schlager.
Right.
So these are Helene Fischer, Vincent Weiss,
Right.
Lea, and other interprets, which are
Yes.
really really good for German learning. Sorry, German learning. German
Cool.
learning.
I mean, I have heard some of these songs They're like, some are emotional and they have some really beautiful lyrics. So it is
Yeah.
meaningful, I would say. Good to
Yes.
learn that way.
That's
Yeah.
one good way where we can catch the language easier.
Yeah, music is really good. I think I was talking about my cooperation with Frausklet Public House. I do some materials for German, teaching for German language with music there. Every 2 months, I create a worksheet for one song, so I can send you some of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Awesome. Is there any particular level that you see people are speaking confidently, like a B1 or C1? People feel comfortable because A1 and A2 is totally blank, right? Because they are building the basics. But which level do you think people speak confidently?
I really don't like these levels at all
Okay.
because I
Right.
really think that it's so allgemein, würde ich sagen.
Okay.
Eh?
General.
You can in general. I really think that it's very individual, and
Mm.
I think 3 years, maybe after 3 years at school German, they can be fluently. There are some students which are or who are fluent after 4 years, 5 years. Okay, when I should say level, I think A2, A2
Mhm.
is level A2 B1, then this fluency is there and they can really say what they really want. But
Okay.
I have some good students at level A2 and they are able to reach their goals.
Mm.
Not perfect, but it doesn't matter.
But that's a good way of looking at it because why do we need to set a level, right? Or
Yes.
level to
Yes.
encourage people to start speaking?
That's a good point. All the students, or not all these students, but some of these students came and, what level are now? What course should I pay for? And I say, it's very hard to say. I really don't know what level are you. Okay, there are there is a grammar list. If you can do this, you are at level blah, 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 blah. But I think it's about feeling. If you
Right.
feel, you can feel B2. If you don't feel good, you can feel A1 forever.
Okay, that's a great way of looking at it. And another challenge is vocabulary. People doesn't don't have enough vocabulary, but yes, I mean to say if they're taking a course A1, A2, you learn a lot of vocabulary from the textbook or from the course material, right? But do you also have some other strategy where you tell your students, try this and you can also improve your vocabulary at a faster level?
It's a really big issue and a really big topic for all of language teachers, I really think. Here in the, I can speak about the Czech Republic because I really know that how does it work here. There is a tendency, for example, not to give vocabulary tests so that students don't learn isolated words or something like that. Yes, context is very necessary, but I really think that I give them that every single lesson at least. I really think to give words into small simple sentences every single lesson. We play really games, we create sentences, we combine paper and digital technologies, applications, for example, and so on and so on. I try to do Quizlet learn sets for my students with the new words. And every single time when it is possible, I try to do small, simple phrases or sentences to learn that in the context. But I think vocabularies are very important, and we sometimes just have to sit down and learn it. And
So,
because I try to use these vocabulary or new words in context and lots of activities during all the classes or the lessons. When when these students don't understand it, what can we do? How can we play a game, or how can we try to speak when they don't understand every single word there? And my students say me, I say at the end of the lesson, can you check the vocabularies here? We can work with that. Next lesson, we will play a game or something like that. We will read a text or something like that. And they ask, are we going to write a test? So It's a very, very, very big topic, I really think. Context is really, really, really important. But I think we should not forget learning a language is a hard work.
Right. That is true. Context is the key. But if you say, if, for example, let's say I can memorize 2000 words, but can I still speak the language because
No,
I have a very good memory?
of course not. I really think that this is what I try to do in my lessons, just talk. Yeah, okay, if you don't know the one concrete word you have to use, try it to another way. And it is really, really important. But I said it, some of the teachers want this one word and not only just speak.
Peter, you have spent some time traveling in Germany. As you mentioned, you have traveled to Berlin, Nuremberg, and many cities. So, what's that one German culture that you love the most?
Yeah, it's a tough question, I think. Personally, I really like Biergarten und Glühwein auf dem Weihnachtsmarkt.
Okay, that's
For me, it
nice.
is
Amazing.
it is a very nice and simple way to spend time. I like the combination of a typical drink and meeting friends, meeting new people. I think this is the situation in people talk, laugh, and enjoy the atmosphere together. And yeah, I really love Christmas markets in German cities. I really enjoy the warm Glühwein and the lights and the relaxed mood. It's something different from Czech. And yeah, Biergarten, it's like sitting outside, talking and feeling comfortable and being together. Ne? I was talking about that. The social point is for me very important. So this is why I enjoy this situation so much and why they are really, really special for me.
That's nice.
Awesome.
So, how is the Christmas market in Prague? Like,
Yeah.
how is it different?
I think the decorations are a little bit different. In German, there is a Christmas Weihnachtsbaum, aber there are not so many lights and so on. And I really don't know how to describe that. Maybe is it my really emotional connection to Germany and to German cities and so on and so on. In Prague, you can talk German, of course. At the Christmas marts.
That's nice. Okay, let's get started then.
So there's a rapid fire.
Okay.
So first one is, as you are a coffee person, the question is Kaffee und Kuchen, right? The tradition. So do you love it or do you think it is overrated, like übergetrieben, right?
I love it. I really absolutely love it, and I use this Kaffeekuchen in the Czech Republic too. I really love to sit in a cafe and just enjoy coffee. I all work a lot in a cafe on my computer and do some stuff for my school, so I really love it.
Nice.
Do you have a favorite Kuchen with coffee?
Probably not favorite. I like sweets, so I love Apfelstrudel, ne? So
Okay.
every single time when I am in Germany, I enjoy Apfelstrudel mit
So, what's your favorite place in Germany and why?
Berlin because it's different. It's different, it's wild, it's big, it's multi-culti. You can see everything, and I really love the combination of history there because that's a big history point in Germany, and it's not a typical city for Germany. I always say my students, okay, if you want to go to a typical German city, go to the small cities like Nuremberg, Regensburg oder sowas. But for me is Berlin einfach im Herz.
What is the one common myth about German language that students keep believing again and again? Like,
You
is there a mythos, typische Mythos, or typical myth about the language?
I think one thing, for example, here in the Czech Republic is that lots of people say that German not a nice language is. That the pronunciation so hard is, and so on and so on. And I always ask, and what was the last time you heard someone from Germany? I really think that German is really nice language, but I think it's really nice. So the German pronunciation is really problematic, I think, and I always explain, no, it's a nice language.
Okay.
So, if a German learner had 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes in a day, how should they use that to improve their German?
Oh, that's a tough question. Maybe music, maybe
Okay.
find a good singer or something like that, and just listen to music. Maybe write 5 words in a day on the paper, or yeah, it can be useful, I think,
Okay,
or
that's
helpful.
nice. Yeah, that's
Yes, writing also like helps to
remember.
Yes,
remember better.
definitely.
That's a good tip. Okay. Learning by phrases or learning by words, which builds real speaking skill?
Learning by phrases is it's better because it gives a context. But as I said, it's very important to know the words. And with the beginners, we can just try to learn words. For example, at the beginning, at the 2 month with the beginners, I try to do simple sentences, simple phrases, and so on and so on. And then we work with words, so to colors and so on and so on, Körperteile oder sowas. So I think both is very important.
That's true. I
So,
had one last one. I saw on your Instagram channel that you had like different activities for speaking or group activities, like for example, Kettengeschichte, right? Connecting with stories. But do you have any favorite activity that helps student to speak faster or better?
I have lots of activities to do. So pick only one. My favorite activity is really, really hard. But for example, this Kettengeschichten are very, very, very nice because it works with the creativity of the students, and we can build new stories together. I also like activity to go to the window with these students and just describe what we can see from the window, which is really good for us teachers because we don't have to prepare a lot to the lesson. I also like, for example, when the students at home something prepare. For example, when they do a vlog, make a vlog from holidays or something like that, then we can work with it with these videos at school. This is really amazing because these students can show what they want to show. They can say what they want to say, and it's really, really nice. And I can then prepare some of the activities to that, but yeah.
Great. Okay,
so
so that was the end of this rapid fire.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the last one which we have is Pommes question. So as we know, like from our podcast, we the Pommes box. So we have a Pommes question for all the guests.
Yeah.
So if there was one way that you had to eat your Pommes for the rest of the life, how would it be?
The way
Like,
to eat.
Yeah, for example, there are different ways to eat pommes, right? One is McDonald's pommes, or as you said,
with
otherwise,
a typical sauce or
like yeah,
like, you know.
pommes and
Definitely.
currywurst.
Okay, definitely
So
McDonald's pommes. I really love McDonald's pommes. So McDonald's pommes with salt and with mayonnaise.
So that would be for the rest of the life, that
Yes.
way of
Yes.
Pommes. Okay. That's nice.
okay, awesome, sure.
So thank you so much, Peter, for accepting our invite and being on our show. It was really nice and fun having you here. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
definitely
you very much to inviting me. It was a pleasure to be here.
pleasure. I mean, we really enjoyed talking to you, and all the insights were really great. And I hope that this is going to definitely help the listeners of this podcast as well. So thank you for
I hope
sharing that.
so. Thank you very much. Thank you too. Thank you for doing this beautiful project.
Thank you.
Thank you.